Beyonce was just found unlawfully moving more than $500 million into many offshore bank accounts in an attempt to position herself for an escape whenever things get out of control. Word on the street is that Diddy is prepared to sing like a bird in the courtroom to rescue himself, and his trial is just a month away. He has reportedly already begun negotiating with prosecutors to reach an agreement, which could result in a lighter sentence or even the avoidance of jail time entirely. In return, he is disclosing the identities of people who assisted him in all of his deeds. And you know what? According to reports, Jay-Z and Beyoncé are toward the top of that list. Jay in particular. That seems to be one of the reasons Beyoncé chose to embark on a tour at the exact moment Diddy's trial is scheduled to start. In addition to attempting to make as much money as she can before the world turns against her, she is apparently hoping that her tour will divert attention from the trial. Storm Monroe, a well-known YouTube gossiper that I'm sure most of you are already familiar with, claims to have received inside information from a Beyoncé acquaintance. She has reportedly been bombarding us with records and merchandise lately because of this entire $500 million escape plan. She started a clothing line called Ivy Park with Adidas, which incidentally stopped selling because of allegedly poor sales. After dropping Renaissance, she immediately returned to music and embarked on a world tour for the record. Within weeks after finishing that tour, she published a full-length film, a hair care product, her Cowboy Carter record, and then a line of perfumes and even a tequila brand. And she showed up for the NFL halftime show right when we thought she might slow down. She is now preparing for a new tour. Keep in mind that all of this occurred in a span of about 2 years. Beyoncé wasn't releasing this much content even in her heyday. This is precisely the reason why Storm's claims that she is attempting to make a big profit before something significant happens are being taken seriously. Yes, but it gets even stranger, you know. Do you recall when Diddy's arrest caused the internet to go crazy? Around that time, it was revealed that Jay had seen a divorce and criminal defense counsel. The well-known industry insider NT Lawyer shared this small detail in a brief tweet that read, A24 today for Jay-Z. He had meetings with a divorce lawyer and a criminal defense lawyer. Beyoncé apparently didn't want to be involved in his issue and was prepared to leave so she wouldn't be pulled into it, which is why he was meeting with the divorce attorney. It turns out that, at least according to what her public relations staff wants us to think, Beyoncé was unaware of Jay's dubious activities with Diddy. To be honest, though, many people don't believe it. Even Beyoncé is being accused of being complicit, but she is now attempting to distance herself in order to appear innocent. For instance, DaBaby made a suggestion about having a freak-off with Jay-Z and Diddy in an interview with Shannon Sharpe not so long ago. He talked of traveling to Diddy's residence for what was allegedly a private meeting with Jay-Z and Beyoncé. However, he claims that the meeting turned into something much more. According to him, Beyoncé approached to introduce herself, perhaps in an attempt to flirt. He recognized then that this supposed private encounter was going to be much more than that. He claimed that Diddy ejected everyone from the room, leaving only Jay, Beyoncé, and himself minutes after he arrived. Beyoncé allegedly began to get affectionate with him at that point, even putting her hands around his neck. Now, some people truly supported Beyoncé DaBaby's description and made it seem like a freak-off. According to them, Jay most likely coerced her into it in order to appease Diddy, because it seems like Beyoncé was unaware of their commercial transactions. People even mentioned Uncle Ron, Beyoncé's purported ex-bodyguard, who inexplicably died after admitting that Jay was controlling her. How? Allegedly, by getting her addicted to several dangerous drugs, much like Diddy did to Cassie to coerce her into going crazy. And it's not even that simple. Additionally, there were rumors that Jay was touching Beyoncé. It's still unclear if Jay was truly mistreating Bey or if this storyline was a public relations ploy by her team to portray her as a victim. The true tea came from a source who claimed to be Beyoncé's former secretary. But DaBaby's side of the story was stunning. The assistant claimed, and I quote, that Jay appeared to have a significant difficulty keeping his hands to himself for a while in a since-deleted interview with Media Takeout. "I've seen him shove or push her way too many times, but I've never seen him flat-out hit B," they clarified. The assistant initially believed it to be harmless horseplay, but after witnessing Beyoncé's embarrassment at being abused in public while on vacation in Saint-Tropez, they understood it was serious business. The assistant claimed to have worked closely with Beyoncé for some time, and that, despite their constant desire to speak up, they never felt comfortable doing so. Additionally, they claimed that Jay saw Beyoncé less as a person and more as an object. And just when we believed there was no way things could get any worse, a blind item revealed much more information concerning Beyoncé's purported $500 million escape scheme. According to the insider, Beyoncé genuinely wants to give up music and have a quiet, calm life, but because she is their main revenue generator, she is compelled to continue performing. The source claims that business insiders have been discussing this matter in whispers for some time. Here's why her bodyguard chased after her at the recent major award presentation, in case you were wondering. Beyoncé, who goes by Stinger, is alleged to have threatened to leave the nation on several occasions. She is fed up with the handlers, who make all of the decisions for her, the pressure, and the control. To be honest, they have every reason to be afraid that she will abruptly leave. The singer has thoughts and battles despair. Although her team says they believe she poses a risk to herself, their true fear is losing their revenue stream. Although they have been able to control her for years, this will not last for long. She is on the verge of rebelling right now. She is tired of being controlled by her mother. She has had enough of her husband's power. According to the insider, Beyoncé has been working extremely hard lately in an effort to accumulate as much wealth as she can. It seems that Jay and his group have been taking from her in secret, and now she has to put in 10 times as much effort to reach the financial goal that will allow her to finally escape. She's questioning her finances and demanding an audit, the insider stated, and I quote her. The fact is that she doesn't want to continue living this way. The singer is emotionally, physically, and mentally exhausted. After decades of hard work, she is ready to finally take a break, unwind, and live her life as she sees fit. Her family and team, however, are preventing her from doing so. Even though she didn't want to go on this tour, she is doing it for two main reasons. One, to reach a financial milestone that will enable her to permanently leave the country, and second, because her label and family are encouraging her to continue working while she can. Yes, that explains why the ticket costs were so exorbitant. Yes, that is the reason behind the abrupt expansion of her economic endeavors. Yes, it is the reason she is covertly acquiring real estate abroad. Her money isn't aligning, and lawsuits are imminent. She has been spending more than she is earning, and she is plagued by the worry of becoming permanently caught in this vicious cycle. Peace is what she truly desires. The people around her won't let her stop, even though she wants to slow down, go away, and stop grinding. Additionally, the source wasn't finished being untidy. Additionally, they asserted that Beyoncé's deliberate departure is motivated by her fear of being taken out, just as they did Michael Jackson when he attempted to escape their control. The truth is that she is well aware of what transpired when her idol attempted to escape. She is therefore making sure that she won't have to return once she disappears by moving stealthily and preparing things behind the scenes. Just know that it's not all for fun if you see her abruptly canceling gigs or spending a lot of time abroad. You can believe whatever you choose, but keep this message in mind when the truth is revealed. Chile, you guys are in a heated mess right now. Despite the fact that this material is all alleged, it undoubtedly got folks talking, and believe me, they weren't holding back. She doesn't want to face the reality of how she's maintained her spot in this industry for so long. One insider reported, "This game has been terrible for decades, and we all know it. You want me to think she's perfect and doesn't have any dodgy dealings? That woman isn't trying to escape anything," someone else remarked. She is attempting to portray herself as a victim rather than a willful accomplice. She would have walked away if she hadn't been down with all the silliness. Tina isn't going to give her a pass. However, I'd like to hear from you all now. What are your thoughts on Beyoncé's purported $500 million escape scheme? And are you certain she won't leave Jay-Z? Leave a comment below with your ideas, and remember to click here to watch this other messy.